Crimson whispers. The air hung thick and humid, a suffocating blanket draped over the towering, bioluminescent trees of Kepler's 186f. Elias Thorne, bathed in the ethereal glow of the alien flora, traced the jagged edges of the shattered Kryll vessel with a gloved hand. The metallic hull, a deep, obsidian black, bore the stark imprint of a cataclysmic event. Around him, the silent city of Xylos, a tapestry of shimmering glass spires and intricate, interwoven pathways, rose like a skeletal hand against the emerald canopy. Elias, a human astrophysicist obsessed with interspecies communication, felt a prickle of unease. The Kryll, with their rigid societal structures and unwavering adherence to what they deemed purity, had remained an enigma. He dedicated years to deciphering their advanced technology, their intricate language, but the cultural barriers seemed insurmountable. This world held an allure, a cryptic beauty interwoven with a disturbing darkness. He knew the risk, the potential consequences for his own people and those of the Kryll. He knelt, examining a fragment of the ship's hull. Strange symbols, intricate and alien, etched across its surface, pulsed with a faint crimson light. He'd seen these symbols in the ancient texts he'd unearthed, symbols connected to a lost, archaic Kryll culture. He'd spent weeks deciphering these symbols, and now, here they were, bleeding crimson light from the wreckage. The crimson, in the heart of the alien world, seemed to pulsate with an almost malevolent energy. Suddenly, a strangled cry echoed through the forest canopy, sharp and piercing against the hushed symphony of the planet. Elias's heart hammered against his ribs. It wasn't the guttural roars of the planet's colossal predators that threatened him, but the sound of distress, the plea of another being. He scrambled to his feet, his gaze drawn to a clearing within the wreckage. There, amidst the twisted metal and shattered glass, lay Lyra. Her form, delicate and slender, was contorted as if caught in the throes of a violent struggle. Her skin, the color of polished jade, was streaked with crimson, a stark contrast to the shimmering emerald around them. Her eyes, a startling shade of sapphire, were wide with pain, and she clutched her chest. A surge of adrenaline surged through him. He'd seen a lot in his research, yet none of it had prepared him for the sheer reality of this moment. He instinctively knelt beside her, assessing her injuries. Fractures, deep and unsettling, marred her delicate frame. A crimson glow pulsed around her, mirroring the light emanating from the broken hull, a silent omen. It was as if the planet was reacting to the disturbance. Instinct, and something more profound, something born of the fundamental empathy of his species, drove Elias to action. This was not merely a scientific investigation, it was a plea for help. He carefully extracted small, sharp fragments of debris from her wound, his movements practiced and precise. He didn't hesitate. A flicker of hope, however faint, ignited within him. Lyra's eyes flickered open, meeting his. For a breathless moment, their gazes locked, and Elias saw a reflection of something within her eyes, something akin to fear, but also a flicker of recognition. A faint, almost imperceptible sound escaped her lips, a guttural groan that sounded like a plea for help. He understood that Lyra needed help, now. The crimson aura surrounding her seemed to recede, drawn into the depths of her being. But not for long. The ominous aura lingered, an unsettling reminder of the perilous situation they were now in. This world wasn't a place of peace and quiet, it was a place of hidden dangers and unanswered questions. And Elias, unwittingly, was now in the center of a storm. The labyrinth of Xylos. Elias, cradling Lyra, navigated the labyrinthine streets of Xylos. The city, a breathtaking display of interwoven glass pathways and towering, iridescent structures, pulsed with an inner light that mirrored the bioluminescent flora outside. But beneath the captivating facade, a chilling atmosphere of suppressed tension hung heavy. The Kryll, their movements precise and silent, observed him with wary eyes, their gaze a blend of curiosity and suspicion. He'd stumbled into Xylos' intricate legal system, a labyrinth of meticulously crafted protocols and archaic laws. The Kryll, a species whose culture revered control, meticulously documented each interaction. Their language, a complex ballet of gestures and symbolic exchanges, proved frustratingly elusive. Elias, struggling to comprehend the nuances of their unspoken communication, felt increasingly vulnerable. Lyra, lying in his arms, remained largely unresponsive, her sapphire eyes reflecting the city's inner light, but seeming distant, as if trapped in a deep slumber of pain and fear. He pressed on, driven by a relentless sense of responsibility. He was caught in a web of Kryll customs, and every move he made was meticulously recorded, every gesture observed. He was a pawn in a game he barely understood. The Kryll, with their sharp, almost predatory, gaze, seemed to anticipate his every move. The air crackled with unseen energies, a symphony of suppressed emotions echoing through the city's heart. The once calm serenity now felt burdened by a looming dread. He knew Lyra was in mortal danger. Violating Kryll law would certainly put him in a perilous position. They reached a plaza, its center a colossal glyph carved into the obsidian stone, pulsating with an inner crimson light. This was the heart of Kryll justice, a place where the delicate balance of their society seemed most pronounced. Guards, their forms sleek and imposing, clad in polished black armor, stood silently at attention. The guards, eyes narrowed, focused their gaze on them, the crimson glow highlighting the sharp edges of their faces. Elias, aware that each move was being meticulously recorded, followed the prescribed protocol for seeking medical aid, a meticulous ritual steeped in centuries of Kryll tradition. But the process seemed designed to test his resolve, each step a tiny, measured encroachment on his personal autonomy. Lyra, nestled in his arms, remained unmoving, the crimson light around her seeming to pulse in sync with the glyph's pulsing heart. He knew time was running out. Each moment, each interaction, was testing his ability to navigate the murky depths of Kryll society. Suddenly, a Kryll official, a figure draped in shimmering violet robes, emerged from the glyph. His face, etched with an unreadable expression, seemed to absorb the city's light. The official, eyes cold and calculating, looked directly at Elias, and Elias felt his heart sink. The very air seemed to grow colder. This encounter was not about saving a life. It was about understanding the limits of empathy. It was about survival. Elias knew that his every action from this point forward was going to be watched, reviewed, and judged. His actions were now directly impacting the Kryll civilization, and Elias had no idea what the outcome of this might be. Every choice, every decision, came with a weighty price. Echoes of the past. Elias led Lyra deeper into Xylos, away from the bustling plazas and into the whispering heart of the ancient forest. The city's shimmering light faded, replaced by the soft, bioluminescent glow of the trees, their branches intertwined like skeletal fingers reaching towards the sky. The air, heavy with the scent of damp earth and exotic flora, held a sense of ancient secrets. Within these emerald depths, Elias discovered hidden sanctuaries, their walls etched with intricate glyphs that seemed to whisper tales of a forgotten past. He traced the lines, deciphering fragments of a lost Kryll language, revealing stories of a society that once lived in harmony with their planet. These weren't just symbols, they were whispers of a bygone era, echoing with the voices of the past. The Kryll, in these forgotten sanctuaries, had a different, almost lost perspective. Lyra, though still unresponsive, seemed to react to these hidden chambers. Elias noticed subtle shifts in her breathing, her body responding to the history unfolding around them. Her sapphire eyes, though clouded with pain, held glimmers of recognition, as if her fragmented memories were being triggered by the silent narratives of the ancient Kryll culture. The faint crimson aura surrounding her remained constant, a stark contrast to the environment around them. This was a place where the past was not just history but a living force. He uncovered scrolls, not of war and conquest, but of delicate botanical studies, of intricate ecological maps, and of a profound reverence for the environment. These records spoke of a society that understood the delicate balance of their world. A society that lived in harmony, in balance, with their planet and the creatures that shared their space. The Kryll's interaction with their environment was different and more focused on their natural ecosystem. He realized that the Kryll wasn't just a society, it was a living ecosystem, deeply entwined with its planet. This was a society that seemed to have a deep respect for the environment and a detailed understanding of the planet's ecology. These ancient records painted a picture of a society that thrived not by domination, but by cooperation. The harmony had been shattered, Elias now understood. Lyra's fractured memories were fragments of this harmony, of a past where the Krill and their planet existed in a profound state of symbiosis. This realization filled Elias with a deep sense of urgency. Was this the key to saving Lyra and her people? But the cryptic texts also held warnings. Whispers of a forgotten protocol, a secret agreement between the Krill and some unknown entity or species, hinted at a catastrophic event that had irrevocably changed their society. The text subtly suggested an act of betrayal, an event that shattered this intricate balance and forced the Krill into their rigid, fearful ways. This revelation forced Elias to confront the uncomfortable truth: the Krill's actions, their seemingly ruthless approach to governance, weren't driven by malice but by a desperate attempt to maintain a precarious balance. Lyra's memories began to coalesce around these lost protocols, showing him a tragic image of a past cataclysm, a past event that forever changed the Krill. It was as if the planet was trying to communicate. Lyra wasn't just a prisoner, she was a key to understanding the past and, perhaps, to unlocking the future. The crimson aura around her seemed to shift, growing brighter, almost pulsating in sync with the echoing cries of the past. He realized that Lyra held the key to understanding their shared history. Elias understood that their past could hold the answers to their future. The echoes of the past whispered in their silent sanctuary. The Krill society wasn't just about power and control, it was about survival. It was about holding on to what remained. Betrayal in the crimson light. Elias's actions, though seemingly innocuous, had begun to attract unwanted attention. The crimson aura around Lyra seemed to intensify, pulsing with a darker energy, as if the planet itself sensed the growing tension. The quiet whispers within the Krill city had become murmurs, and the murmurs were growing louder. Whispers of a possible rebellion began to form. The Krill guards, their movements now quicker, their eyes sharper, seemed to anticipate his every step. The once tranquil city now thrummed with a palpable anxiety, a fear of the unknown. Elias felt a chill down his spine. He knew he was being watched, meticulously observed. He had violated unspoken rules, and the consequences were now becoming undeniably clear. He discovered cryptic clues, symbols hidden within the ancient texts, hinting at a covert faction within Xylos, those who felt the ancient traditions had been betrayed, a faction that sought to enforce a more brutal, less compromising control over their planet. They were the enforcers, the keepers of the bloodline. And they were restless. He had, unwittingly, become a catalyst for their unease. A flicker of hope emerged, however. Elias discovered a hidden network, a clandestine group of Krill individuals who, like him, felt an unease with the increasingly harsh policies. They were a silent minority, fearing the fallout from their dissent. This was a spark of hope, a potential ally. Could he cultivate this hope, this underground resistance? Their shared apprehension over the strict Krill policies and their fear of the increasingly forceful enforcers provided a crucial turning point in Elias's plan. He needed allies, and quickly. The covert faction, the keepers of the purity laws, seemed to be growing in power and influence. Elias was aware that their motives were rooted in a fear of the unknown. Their fear was not just fear of humans, but a fear of their own society becoming unstable. He had to act quickly, not only to safeguard Lyra, but also to prevent the potential for a larger conflict between their species. He sought out a Krill scientist, Dr. Elias Thorne, a name that echoed strangely familiar to Elias. Their shared knowledge of ancient Krill technology and the planet's ecological systems had been a key piece of the puzzle in finding common ground with some of the Krill. Ares, though cautious, recognized the urgent need to understand Elias's predicament and potentially help Elias without compromising their own standing within the society. As Elias navigated these treacherous waters, he realized that his actions were having far-reaching consequences. His attempts to help Lyra had inadvertently set in motion a chain of events that could potentially unravel the carefully constructed social fabric of Xylos. The crimson aura intensified, growing erratic, as if echoing the turmoil within the city. The planet seemed to breathe in response. The fate of both Lyra and Elias, and potentially the entire planet, hinged on the choices he made. He was walking a tightrope, with the entire Kryll civilization potentially as the stakes in this dangerous game of cross-cultural interaction. The Lost Protocol. Elias, guided by whispers of a hidden network, followed cryptic clues etched into the very fabric of Xylo's ancient structures. He traced a labyrinthine path, deeper into the heart of the Kryll city, where the shimmering light of the city gave way to the muted glow of the ancient forest. The crimson aura that clung to Lyra intensified, mirroring the rising tension in the air. He discovered a hidden chamber, concealed behind a seemingly innocuous wall adorned with intricate carvings. Within, ancient scrolls lay unfurled, revealing a lost Kryll protocol, a document detailing a catastrophic event that had reshaped their society centuries ago. The protocol spoke of a critical imbalance within the planet's ecosystem, a threat they had once understood and guarded against with meticulous precision. Now, the threat was back. It seemed that the Kryll had lost this knowledge for a reason. The protocol outlined a series of precise actions, a chain of events designed to restore harmony, a subtle dance with the planet's delicate balance. Elias saw a pattern emerge in the protocol, a recurring symbol woven through the ancient Kryll texts. This recurring pattern resonated within Lyra's fragmented memories, a key unlocking the mystery of her past. It confirmed the ancient and hidden past of the Kryll, revealing their past mistakes, showing that this Kryll civilization was trying to prevent history from repeating itself. It seemed that Lyra had hidden fragments of this forgotten protocol within her memories. As Elias delved deeper into the protocol's intricate details, he realized it was a delicate dance. The protocol demanded precise calculations, precise actions. These actions required a specific knowledge of the planet's ecosystem, a knowledge the Kryll had meticulously recorded centuries ago. He understood that the protocol was about maintaining the balance between the Kryll and their environment. It was a lost art, a lost understanding. The protocol spoke of a crucial element, a rare mineral vital to regulating the planet's delicate ecosystem, a mineral that had become dangerously scarce. Elias connected this missing element with Lyra's memories, realizing that her past had been shaped by the struggle to obtain this element. Lyra's suffering was directly linked to this loss and the catastrophic event that had followed. The protocol highlighted how the Kryll's past actions had contributed to the imbalance and that this loss had been a crucial part of the society's transformation. He realized that Lyra wasn't just a prisoner, she was a remnant of a lost knowledge, a living link to the Kryll's past. She held the key to understanding the protocol, a key to understanding the environmental disaster. This newfound understanding fueled Elias with a renewed sense of purpose. The chamber pulsed with an inner light, almost as if the forgotten protocol was itself a living entity.